Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to Break It Down episode 2. I just had a game recently that I thought would be perfect to show off how wave management can open you opportunities. Okay, so yeah, So in this game, I just want to start by saying you always have to remember when setting up your waves and creating opportunities, like League is not a 2v2 game. Like you have to look outside of your lane and think about what you're trying to do. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit because the laning phase is pretty standard. It's just pre-level 3. I'm not really trying to do anything. My jungler before this game, or like before the game started, was like, okay, I'm going to path into bot. I'm going to 3 camp into you guys. Like, cool. So since I know my jungler is going to loop back around and try to gank my lane, I want the wave to be like kind of outside my tower or close to me. So I'm not trying to push here. I'm letting the Vayne push into me the entire time because I know that the Rek'Sai is gonna end up coming down for bot scuttle and come down and gank my lane. So I'm not trying to push. In this scenario, the only thing I'm trying to do is either A, hold the wave like this Nautilus is doing. This is perfect. I want to hold the wave. Remember, I want to keep it outside my tower, keep it close, and keep it gankable. Okay? And B, I want to keep it even. So I either want to keep it even right here, or I want to keep it at my tower, right? The cons of doing this type of thing, like keeping the wave at my tower, is that if I want to rotate to a play, like if my jungler is making a play, he was making a play in the enemy jungle, I would be late because I'm all the way at my turret. They're here. But since I know that that scenario isn't happening because my jungler is just coming through here, he's not trying to invade, their jungler just was on top side and killed my top laner. So we know that their jungler is going to be late to this play. So we can make this play. So there's a lot of factors that go into wave management, right? Because sometimes you want to keep the wave close to your turret so that your jungler can easily gank. And other times you want a hard shove so that your jungler can invade and you can follow up on plays and move around the map. So it just depends on what you're doing. In the early game, Nautilus and I can't get the push anyway because it's 2 range versus melee. So that works out perfectly fine. So I'm gonna speed this up a bit. The Rek'Sai is coming, and the gank ends up working out because easy wave close to our turret, so it makes the gank really easy. We get both, which is nice. But it's beyond this. It's beyond just setting up your team for ganks, and you'll see later how wave management and playing for the waves, even without getting kills, can give you like a huge advantage. Speed it up a bit here. So here they have a big wave crashing into us. So we're not going to fight on this wave. The reason you want to fight on big stacked waves like this is because 1, when you're fighting, all those minions are going to be hitting you. And 2, you have to weigh your risk versus reward whenever you're taking any trade or any fight. So say we died on this wave, we get ganked if we tried to fight. I lose all those minions, all that XP, and they can hit the turret way more. So we lose so much. So here again, with the wave pushing back to us and bouncing, my Talia sees his gank opportunity. So that's another thing that happens. Where like your mid laner will get a good roam off. Or someone will rotate on you because your wave is good. So we got both flashes here. Huge. To move on. So we're just going to shove this wave so that we can reset. You want to shove the wave before you reset, so you miss as little minions and little gold as possible. So because I shoved this wave, okay, instead of just leaving it here, if I leave the wave in the middle of the lane here, Vayne can easily just push it back and start hitting my turret immediately. But because the wave's here, it stalls these minions, 1, and 2, Vayne has to take time hitting these. So that's the idea behind shoving before you reset. It's that 1, you're going to miss less because the wave is going to take longer to get to your turret. And 2, they'll hit your turret less because it takes more time to get your turret that side, and they'll get less plates. So it's more than just pushing the minions for you back to get more gold throughs. There's multiple factors that goes into it, multi-layer. We back. So again, my Rek'Sai is telling me like he's gonna come bot here, so I don't want to shove it. I want the wave to stay even. So the way you keep the wave kind of even is whenever this Vayne kills a minion, I want to also kill a minion to keep the wave in a similar spot. I don't want the wave to be too stacked on top of me because if Rek'Sai ganks, I'll be down levels, and the minions will be hitting like we talked about before. So I kind of want the wave even-ish as much as possible in the middle of the lane. The wave starts pushing a bit, but my Nautilus actually finds a hook here, which is good. These guys are trolling with their positioning, and it's just free. Where you really start pushing leads in this case is what happens after. So here, after the reset, the Renata ends up roaming. See, she goes here. Now, I find that a lot of low elo players don't really know how to punish this type of thing. We're gonna go over that. So right now, I'll put it on our vision. We have no vision of Renata. So we think Renata is still with Vayne at this point. My team has no vision of Renata. We have no idea she's roaming. Okay? And pay attention to the ping. So the minute once Renata goes on this ping, look, I'm pinging her, I'm spam pinging that Renata's there. And look, I'm pinging all my way. So since Renata's here, Nautilus and I know we can dive the Vayne easily. Okay? I'll put it back on. Huh? So we're pushing. So we want to push as fast as possible. 2 reasons. 1, we can zone Vayne off CS because she's alone and we can dive her if she stays on the turret. 2, we want to hit the turret and get plates. 3 reasons, my bad. 3, we can also stop the Renata from getting XP as well. The more minions go under turret before she gets back, the more XP she misses. So again, multi-layer, there's multiple factors than just getting yourself gold. It's also putting the enemy team behind, which is a huge factor in terms of wave management. This is wave management. I end up shoving the wave as fast as possible the minute I see Renata to make them both miss as much as possible. So now look what happens. So because Renata's gone, you guys saw, I don't know if you saw, I'm gonna go back a bit. So the CS lead wasn't very big before I got here. The CS lead was only about 10. Okay? It was only about 10. But since this Renata left and this Vayne is gonna miss this huge wave, okay, the CS lead starts getting bigger and bigger, and you'll see it just start snowballing out of control. So Vayne is just off the turret. She can't even walk up. And you see, I end up being up 2 levels at a certain point and like 30 CS because Vayne just can't walk up. So my Rek'Sai sees this and is like, okay, they can't walk up to this wave because I'm here. So I'm just gonna sit here and wait. And he zones her off. Now, I do something really good here. I do not take this turret immediately. Now, the reason I don't take the turret immediately is because I'm going to let the minions die to the turret as much as possible to make them miss as much as possible. If I take the turret, Vayne can farm safely at this turret back here. So I don't want that to happen. So I want to deny Vayne as much as possible. So all I'm going to do, sit at the turret, let the minions die. I got to take the turret. It's not like anything important is happening. There's no reason to take the turret. And we just let the minions die as much as possible while my Rek'Sai's there. And they can't walk up. They have no idea. Even though my Rek'Sai is already left, they still can't walk up. The reason they can't walk up, okay, is because look at their vision. This is why vision is so important, okay? They have no vision of anything except her top side. So they're assuming that Rek'Sai is bot still. They saw Rek'Sai on a ward here, and then she backed off, but they don't know that. So they can't walk up, or they have a possibility of dying. So this is how you can set up your waves and build an advantage. The minute that support goes on vision in topside, Nautilus and I are instantly shoving waves and making them miss as much as possible. That's the idea. Put it back on. Okay. And my Rek'Sai is still waiting around. Now, when Rek'Sai goes on vision, you see how they start creeping up a bit. They actually follow here and get a kill in the jungle, but that's fine. And honestly, that's one of the disadvantages of doing this that we talked about. So because I'm busy freezing here, I'm not moving to this play. I'm busy with the messing with my minions here, so I'm not moving. If I just push the wave, then I would be in a roamable position. Okay, so we're out of lane phase now. I took the turret. I made Vayne miss as much as possible. I took the turret because the minions are going to end up taking the turret if you do what I did. like eventually. So the turret was left with 1 HP, so I ended up taking the turret. Now watch what I do. So I don't just shove this wave. Why don't I shove this wave? It's because if I shove this wave here, Vayne can get the minions in a safe place, right? I want to force Vayne to walk up out of comfort, so I can either set someone else up to kill her, or I can kill her myself. So I just back. Vayne does end up walking up to get this wave, but only because my whole team showed on vision. See, here. If no one shows on vision, she would never do this. Because someone could be there and she could die. So, I can walk back bot. Missed an opportunity to kill, but it's fine. Alright, so again, we talked about denying Vayne as much CS as possible. If I insta-shove this wave, she will just get the next wave, and I can't farm in a safe position. So I'm slow pushing this wave, so I can stack the wave up and make her miss as much as possible while getting as much myself. I'm farming in a completely safe position here. I have vision here, I have vision here. If the wave is all the way up here, where it would be if I pushed it, then I have no vision here and I'm susceptible to being ganked. So I slow push it. Now, once my Rexa and my Nautilus are moved up, now I can start shoving this way, which is what I end up doing. My team is on vision, and I want to be in a position to help them. So I start shoving the wave slowly. I'm stacking this wave up, okay? So that we can deny Vayne as much as possible by killing her possibly on the wave. I'm even pinging for her. I'm pinging like on the way. So we can try to kill, but they see it coming, so we don't get the kill. Which is fine. I made Vayne miss as much as possible. You saw how that CS lead slowly went from maybe 10 or 5 CS to now I'm up 40 CS, and look how much gold that is. I'm up 1.5k gold on it. Look at that. So yeah, that's how you can build leads in the early game. Not even by getting kills. You see, I don't even have that many. I have 1 kill. I'm 1 kill up. But because of how I manipulated my waves and set my team up to be able to put myself in a gankable position, it made it easier. You're not always gonna be able to play with your team. You're not always gonna be able to rely on your teammates, right? But in the scenarios you can, this is how you make it easier. And even if you aren't relying on your team, taking advantage of things like freezing and making the enemy team miss as many minions as possible is still something you can utilize in a 2v2 scenario. Well, hope you guys understand now. Hope you guys have a better grasp. Put some other concepts in the comments of other things you would like me to break down. And yeah, hope to see you guys next time.